opportunity is a great thing for an artist to have, and to be given the space to investigate and to try something that you've never done before. And in the case of some of these artists, this was the very, very first time, right? They'd ever done that. And for most of them, it was the first time that they'd ever made a film. And so a quick learning of new skills was remarkable. And I was just really thrilled to see them do that, you know?
Quarantine really opened me up, and now I have so many interests, and I think my vision became broader. Creating this piece made me um, feel like I can say through something else. Like I'm not good at talking or like making a speech, since English is not my first language too. So it's hard for me to speak out, but I can speak out in my own way. And that's how I started to make this piece. I didn't want it to be soft because if it's soft, I don't think that people will think of anything. They'll be like, oh, it's pretty, but that's it.
Right.
But I wanted people to think, really think after I watch my film too.
I think that's a really an excellent point that you made there about, if you're sometimes when you want to say something that you feel strongly about, that sometimes the only way you feel you can access that is by by having a very strong approach, and sometimes we need to hear things loudly, right?
So as much as I can come in here with lots of ideas, the abilities and skills of the dancer ends up being a source of inspiration just as much of everything else. I try to depict them in the real world as they exist. So that is where we have the cut scenes of them in the real life. But then I also wanted them to exist in our alternate reality on the stage. But I didn't want that to somehow be so alternate. I want you to sort of think of them as fluid.
And it was evident that he connected to the music and that he had something to say, and and that was what was asked of him. That was asked of all of them. And so, if you can do anything honestly and authentically, then you're doing it right, as far as I'm concerned.
Absolutely.
I never thought I would ever learn how to edit film ever in my life. And, you can plan, I had my shot list, you can plan all you want. And then sometimes that plan has to get skewed and you have to kind of re-navigate what that looks like. So you have to be really flexible, spontaneous. And it taught me to I am such a planner to where I think it's okay to sometimes let plans go and go with what is natural and organic in the process. It's very special what he has given the dancers, a space to essentially to be creative and to, like he's saying, to engage in that full range and spectrum of emotions. That's not something you see every day in a professional ballet company. So that's very special what he gave us.
I was just very, very proud of how confidently they all took on the work. They went after it like, yeah, I'm ready for this. I'm ready to do this. I don't know what it's going to be, but I'm ready to try. And that's all you can ask people to do, in a creative situation, I think, is try, trust,
Yeah.
risk,